Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
There's not much to the elevations.
No,
It's
yeah.
very simple.
Yeah, I think we did a pool house last week.
We did, yes, we did.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched it. Did a little homework.
So,
It's like open
just
structure.
open.
Yeah, those like columns.
Yeah, it's a fancy
Yeah.
covered
Yeah.
porch.
So
Tell me if you
on
want me
the,
to start explaining it or what?
Yeah.
Those are
So
over.
this doesn't have a window for
That's the
what
back.
reason? Yeah.
It's the back. We have just forest behind us. The pool equipment is going to be housed back there. There are windows on either side.
That's
Okay.
It's, the actual structure is 6 feet deep and 20 feet wide. The width is according to the width of the pool that it sits adjacent to. It's really just storage, not wintered, storage on one side, cabana,
You didn't see.
bathroom.
I was just looking for a site plan.
I don't know that there's one in there. Unless you have it from
I have
another.
this.
Oh, perfect. And in one of the pictures of the back of my house, you can see it in development.
Where is it?
Here.
So this is Valley View Road here.
Yeah. So there's no roadway.
No, we're on Valley View. We can in the winter, we can see sometimes the back of the people on Oak Hill, at the very top of Oak Hill.
There's a Google Earth in
But there's,
In
one
here.
of the packets. Or maybe in that one. In the other ones. Yeah.
Pool's new?
the pool is, yes, literally in construction. This is what it looks like right now. We weren't gonna do this part of the project because we got an estimate and it was outrageous, and then we figured out a way to do it. So we moved forward under a different permit with the pool, thinking, okay, fine, people will walk through our house and go to the bathroom and stuff, and then we figured it out. So this is,
So you wanna show us?
I'm sure, it's
That's
going here. Yes,
Okay.
this is our backyard. We had to remove some trees, but this is all the,
So that rear elevation
Surround.
will face this.
yes, it's
Okay.
nothing.
Normally we just don't like blank walls like that.
I understand. Yeah, I saw the one last week or last
think-
meeting, did have a window in the back.
The equipment
It
is right
will-
behind there,
Yeah,
right?
like
We're putting the
you
pool
got all
equipment back
the-
there.
Yeah, all the equipment and what have you.
Yeah, so
I-
nobody is going to walk, and then it falls off, and
Oh,
there's
okay.
just deer and dead trees.
This is pretty routine.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I think it's good.
I think it's
Yeah,
just
it'll be the
fine.
same color as our house, the same roof as our house,
Okay.
but it's pretty sort of glorified covered porch to get our family outside together. That's what we're gonna use for college.
Good luck.
Okay, wow, thank you.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
you guys
Thanks.
use this. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Alright, have a good night.
Thank you.
I was gonna say you too, but we're still
Yeah,
together.
we're still
Not for
Again.
long. Just a Springsteen tribute.
I think so.
Haven't been to one since.
Okay. Is anyone online for Royal 2?
Sign company.
Stephen, are you here for the third application?
Yes, I am. I'm representing Stephen Barlow, Architects.
So we'll just head over to that one.
Okay.
Nobody's outside, is it?
No. So So they're adding a second floor to the above existing house, constructing a new family room with cathedral ceiling.
Is this the house?
That's
Yeah.
correct, yes. So that's at the opposite end of the addition. I believe that's the garage end.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So the addition's going on the end where the chimney is currently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right here.
Yeah, this.
Okay.
Yes, right. So essentially, there's about a 360 square foot addition, family room that's going on there with significant amount of fenestration with views out towards the adjacent property, which I guess is a community pool or public pool of some sort.
Oh,
Oh, because there are condos over there?
I'm sorry.
Because there's
Yeah.
a condo or.
Yeah, if
Right,
it would help,
that's it,
I could
sorry.
chime in as the homeowner. The views are kind of mainly looking out to our yard and out toward the Apple Hill Lane itself. The pool is, well, you don't really see the pool because it's up a hill, and it's the condo association pool. But the main view is it's just looking out on the yard essentially.
We have a picture of a pool here.
Right.
That must be, is that the
Yeah.
pool that you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, you have.
this is existing. And this is the new from here over. So, you got that window.
That's existing.
Yeah, but, yeah, everything from
Oh, it's
basically,
from that one.
yeah, from.
Right, essentially
Over,
20 Apple
yeah.
Lane.
Yeah, basically from here over and then that's all moved to the. Yeah, that's the, you just can't see it.
Yes, you can. It's,
No, you can't see the top of the window because of this like little thing that sticks out.
mhm. But look at this, there's this panel.
Yeah, that's the porch cover, the porch covering.
This right here?
Yes. Yeah, it's the porch covering. On the front of the house. It's hard, there's no roof plan, I don't think, to see that, but it's the covering over the porch. Isn't that the covering over the porch?
This is,
Joe?
I'm talking about right here.
Yeah, that's,
This
This
is,
is
this
existing.
is here,
yes,
and this, oh, because this is,
yeah, this is the edge of the house, this part right here,
okay.
that edge.
Oh,
that
I
you're
see,
seeing
yeah,
there. So you're not seeing hardly any of this,
Uh-huh.
and they're going up a story, so I guess they're expanding up.
Mhm.
Are all the finishes of the siding and everything gonna be consistent with the,
Right, that's to match the existing
you're just adding stone veneer
on the chimney.
That's kind of deceptive.
It's really deceptive.
the side?
The front elevation,
This front elevation
it's
is
just
here.
deceptive
You
because
can't, I'm looking at this photo.
there's a ton of step backs, and
I only,
I think you've done a lot with the volumes. With it,
my only question is we have, and I understand why you have these narrow windows, but some of them are so long and narrow and on the, on the right side, you don't have anything that, I don't feel like you're mimicking anything from the right side, so it's feeling like a completely
Well, there's the
different piece.
arch, there's the arch type window on the, excuse me, on the front elevation to the left of the entry,
Uh-huh,
right? And then that's, I mean, it's not the same, but it's similar at the left side elevation. There's the arch top window.
Mhm.
And
that
then
arch
the,
on the front side is new?
that's existing. No,
That's existing, right, yeah.
Right. And then on the left side elevation, we have the arch top window. It's not segmented like the front.
Mhm.
And then, you know, flanking that, they're chamfered sides, so they were split up into two narrow.
I think these are reading. Yeah,
They're
those
just very
are
odd.
reading narrower than they are because they're on
They're
that.
at an angle.
In elevation,
They're at an angle.
in
Right.
elevation,
Yeah,
they're,
okay.
I can kind of see the point, Anne, that you're on this, on this particular window.
Mhm. It's
You
because
could-
of the,
you could
it's
almost-
because of the length.
You could almost separate this window to try to mimic more of the,
I just feel like this
rectilinear.
looks like a completely different house than this house and, why do you have that kind of double story window next to the arch window in the front elevation?
stairwell.
You talked about
There's,
on
yeah,
the
there's
front
a
elevation,
stair.
well, that's a two-story volume, right? So the stair resides
Because of the
behind
stairs.
there. So there's the spiral stair right behind that tall window.
Where's the stair?
Is there a grade change on the existing exterior? Is that why you're stepping down to go down? Stepping up?
I'm not quite sure that I follow. Where are you seeing that?
Oh, that's second floor looking over the balcony. Never mind.
Okay.
Here's that.
That's a two-story volume. Yeah.
Right.
How do you feel like
Yeah.
To me, I agree with Anne. I think, and it's a pretty minor point. I think that the very tall linear window on the left side in the front, in that spiral staircase, I think if you could break those two apart
there
and
was-
almost more
yeah.
mimic more of
There
a
was-
second story and first story, it just looks. I mean,
Just so there's
I
some
think I could-
connection with the other side?
I think I could go ahead and manage to get by with the larger windows as you kind of turn that corner
Yeah,
of
I'm
that
okay with
that two-story space, the
Uh-huh.
two-story in the family room there. But just that stairwell, I think
If you could break it up,
Okay. I mean,
to maybe more mimic the kind of the sizing that's on the existing house on that front elevation more. Get it maybe closer to those proportions. I know that you wouldn't be able to see that entire spiral staircase from the outside of the house, but I think it's possible.
right. I mean,
It wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be too bad of a.
yeah, I mean, I think that there's the grouping of windows, the existing grouping of windows, that immediately adjacent to the entryway on the front elevation, that Steve's thought was that it was sort of relating to that grouping of those, you know, the three and then the large unit above. But I think he's certainly receptive to, you know, to hearing your comments and incorporating your comments. So I'll let him know that.
If I could just raise a concern as the homeowner looking at it, right? So that I see the windows that you're talking about, the long one on the bottom, the short one on the top. That's from sort of the front elevation view of the house. But then if you look at the left side elevation view, those are also mimicked there on the other side of that stairwell. So are you suggesting that we would just change the front elevation, but leave
I
the
would-
left elevation?
No, both of those, the D1 and
Yeah.
I think the D2, I think you'd have, to if you did the front one, you'd have to
Yeah, you would
actually.
I, well, that's, so
Right.
I agree, if you do the front, then you
Yeah.
have to do the side within the stairwell, but then, if you look at the whole left elevation, right, the whole, then that one window on the left elevation is different from everything else than you're looking at it from the left side, right? Because the bottom of those two windows matches all the other windows looking from that left side of the house, right? But if you
Yeah,
change
but
that,
I
then it's a
think
little bit
that-
different.
I think it could still work.
Yeah, because that's set back, it's almost its own volume,
Yeah.
that staircase.
Yeah,
Right,
I think that's I think that's the nice thing that you've done is like you've created these nice volumes, you've broken those down enough that I do like how that whole family room reads actually, with those windows and the arching window there. It's just yeah, that D1 and that D2 window, and maybe when you change it, it doesn't look very good. But I mean,
it
that's up
obviously
to the
doesn't-
architect to figure out.
It obviously doesn't need to have as much space as you have on the front, but just some to indicate some relationship with the front.
Right,
Front
so I mean,
existing.
With the existing
Yeah,
kind of two-story there.
right, I mean, what I'm wondering is if we use that grouping on the front elevation with the arch top and then the 3 panels down below, if we use that horizontal division between those two as really the dividing line that we carry through on the family room elevation as the separation between the transom unit per se and the unit down below, maybe that would relate all of the windows a little bit more successfully to address your concerns.
Possibly.
I mean, yeah, it's worth a try. I think the architect will probably have to draw it up and
Yeah, we can do a quick sketch on it.
to take a look at it and see, but
here's one here, I can see. it.
yeah.
So that's just kind of a trim. I'm looking at the
At the photograph.
at the photograph. Well, if you want to give that a try.
Okay,
So we're suggesting breaking up the front, D1 and D2 windows, left side elevation and front elevation to match existing house windows.
Or
So
just
better
not
proportions.
house windows, but
Yeah,
just,
just-
yeah, existing, yes. It doesn't have to match exactly.
I mean, I mean.
And you'll
it-
play with it. And,
It could end up being matching, but I think that's up to the architect. I
Right.
can't design it for him, so. But he's gonna create some options for the owner and we'll take a look. But I think other than that, I like how you've broken up the volume, how you kind of turn that space and it looks like it'll be a pretty nice addition to the house.
yeah, I mean, that was our hope, certainly.
Yeah, definitely. So good additional space. Joe, do you have anything else?
Yeah, those are my 2 comments. I think the rear elevation is good also. I don't think it's changing anything.
Okay, I mean, I don't think it's a significant reworking of those window elevations. I think it's, we can do that very quickly and turn it around.
Our next meeting will be August 16th, Wednesday, August 16th, so I'll need the material, the changes by August 9th.
Okay, so it would be next Wednesday you would need it by.
Correct. So if you can bring me the revised copies, I'll need 2 copies, and if you can email me also the plans so that I can post.
Okay,
Right? Thank you.
all right, sure, thank you very much.